Hey guys, thank you for joining me on today's video. If you're new here, hi, my name is Helen Carolina and I am a stay-at-home mom of 2. And here on my channel, you're gonna find all things moms and vlogs. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give this video a like, and leave a comment down below. So today is Lily's 2nd birthday and it's such a sweet and bitter moment because I cannot believe that she is 2 since it's her birthday. And I said I was gonna do this video. I am going to be doing my makeup while I tell you guys how it was like to find out that I was pregnant with her, our pregnancy, and her labor and delivery. I was just gonna do a labor and delivery story, but her delivery was like really fast and her pregnancy was kind of hard. So I just decided to do like the whole process. And if you guys want to know what products I use, I will be linking them in the description box below. So the way I found out I was pregnant was because I had a missed period. I didn't think I was pregnant because I was not consistent with my period. I was like irregular. So I just thought that my period was going to eventually come. I just decided to take a pregnancy test. I went to go buy a pregnancy test. I took the pregnancy test. I took it and they weren't clear enough. Like one said pregnant, but the other didn't. So I was like, what? It had like a little fainted line, but it wasn't like bright. Like I wasn't sure if I was so confused and I was like, am I pregnant or am I not pregnant? And I was just like, let me put this away, and I just left it on Junior's drawer. This was like around 2 in the afternoon when I took the pregnancy test. I was like, I'll just come back and check later. Maybe it's like 2 lines or just no line. And when I came back and checked, there was no lines at all, and I was just like, what is going on? Like, am I gonna have to go buy more pregnancy tests? Junior gets home and I tell him that I took the pregnancy test and that one had like a little slight line on it, 2 lines on it, but they were like slightly on there thing. So we're just like, okay, well, let's just go buy like the digital one, the one that says pregnant or not pregnant. We go to, I think we want to go buy food first, and then we stop at a CVS pharmacy store. So we got back home and I was like, I don't know if I want to take this. I'm really scared right now. James was not even 2 years old and I wasn't planning for another kid anytime soon. So I was like really scared to take the pregnancy test. I took him, we waited, and both pregnancy tests said pregnant. So I started crying. I was just sitting on my couch crying my butt off, like just crying. I don't know why I was crying. I was just in tears. I was really emotional. I was like lost. I was like in shock. I was feeling all type of ways, to be honest. I was feeling bad because my son was only like around 1.5 when I got pregnant, and I wanted to spend some quality time with him before we had another kid. We always wanted another kid, but we were gonna wait. I just felt like bad, like guilty, and I don't know. It was just like a bunch of emotions all at once. I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm pregnant. The next day I want to go to my mom and my dad and my sister that they were going to be grandparents again, and then my sister they were going to be aunties again. And next I have to find a clinic because my insurance, I had some issues with my insurance and with working and my job. I didn't have the clinic I could just go to. That was a problem because I couldn't start getting like pregnancy treatment right away. So I went to like this woman's clinic first to confirm the pregnancy, and I get there and they make me pee in a cup. It says that I'm pregnant, and they try to do an ultrasound to find the baby's heartbeat, and they can't find a heartbeat. They're like, we can't find a heartbeat. It could be just too soon. They leave me another appointment for a week later, and I go to that appointment a week later, and again they can't find anything. So at this point I'm really scared because my pregnancy test is saying that I'm pregnant, but they're not finding a heartbeat. They schedule me again for like 2 weeks later to see if they could find a heartbeat. These 2 weeks that go by, like, I'm very sad, I'm very emotional. I think I'm having a miscarriage. Like, I'm just upset and crying like non-stop. I cried every day until I had that appointment. It turned out to be that was really early on the pregnancy. That's why they couldn't find a heartbeat. The next time I went, the 2 weeks later that I went, I was 7 weeks pregnant and they were able to find a heartbeat. So I was really happy when they found my baby's heartbeat. It was like a relief. It's such a scary moment for me. Just the moment, like, I don't, like, you don't know, uncertainty, like, you don't know. I can't imagine women that go through pregnancy and finding out that they had a miscarriage. Like, it's I don't know, it's just something I can't imagine. I can imagine it. Just the thought of me thinking that I had a miscarriage was really, really mentally draining for me. And it was just, I just can't imagine. You know, everything's looking okay. Now, let me tell you guys about this pregnancy. With James' pregnancy, I had a really easy pregnancy. Like, I loved it. It was so easy. I was hoping this would be the same, but it was the complete opposite. With Lily, I would get headaches constantly. I was really emotional. I would be crying all the time for like the littlest thing. My hormones were just a wreck. The worst part about this pregnancy was that I couldn't eat anything. I would be vomiting. I would have nausea all the time. I would be eating crackers and drinking mineral water. Like, that would be my food. Or water with lemon, or I would just sit there and eat lemon because that was all I could eat. I couldn't keep anything down. It was really hard because I was hungry and I couldn't eat anything. And if I did eat, an hour later, like sometimes 10 minutes to an hour, I would end up just in the restroom throwing up. So I just even if I wanted to, I couldn't keep it down. Like, I couldn't keep it in me. I would tell the doctors, but they wouldn't, like, I mean, I didn't ask either, but I would assume now that they would give me something for it. They did send me to a nutritionist. Why? I don't know, because I couldn't eat anything, but they were trying to teach me what to eat. Like, I was like that for 7 months, pretty much starving all the time. So my OB, my doctor, she was also pregnant at the time, and she was able to like be my doctor, you know, help me out through my pregnancy. But eventually she had to leave, so I got a new OB that replaced her. She put me under the high risk of pregnancy because I was overweight. I didn't know this at the time, but she will send me to these ultrasounds every week. I would have to wake up at 8 in the morning, go to these appointments, like ultrasounds, so they could check my baby. And I didn't know why. I thought it was like, you know, a normal pregnancy. And I was like, okay, I would just go, you know, I would listen to my baby. Like, I wouldn't mind listening to her every week and just seeing her every week. As she grew bigger, she started kicking. She would get stuck on my ribs. It came to the point like I would wake up at 7 in the morning and I would just be on my knees trying to push her out because she would just get stuck on my ribs, and it was hard for her to come out. I would spend at least 30 minutes just like a dog, like on my knees, just pushing her and like trying to move her and massaging my belly. And it was like, oh my god, it was so hard. I'm telling you, I didn't have to go through none of this with James, so I didn't know this side of pregnancy. I was just like, oh my god, like. And as she got bigger and as I got into like my 35 to 40 weeks, like it was really hard to go to sleep. Like, I hardly slept, and if I did sleep, it would be only for a little bit because she would get stuck on my ribs and she'd just go in and poke and poke and poke, and it was so painful. Like, I had never experienced that, and it was so hard, so painful. I was just like, no, like, why? It was like a everyday thing. Like, every day I had to go through that. And I was so exhausted. Like, since I was like 4 months pregnant, I wanted the baby out of me. Like, I just wanted her out because I didn't want to go through that. Those are like the really intense things of the pregnancy. Okay, so I want to go ahead and do my eyebrows. I did my bronzer and I did my blush. I haven't done my eyebrows in a very, very long time. And I haven't done my full face in a very long time. I don't know. I feel like I don't know what I'm doing again. I mean, that's what happens when I stop doing makeup. So I left off with letting you guys know the hardest part of pregnancy. I didn't have a good pregnancy because it was really hard. I compared it to James' pregnancy, and compared to that one, it was like extremely hard. So towards the end of my pregnancy, I would bounce on this yoga ball like every day, and I would do pregnancy workouts. If you guys hear noise, my kids are woken up and they are here with me. So I would just try to do that as much as possible. One thing I didn't want to do is be in labor for a long time in the hospital. I wanted to just go to the hospital and give birth. Like, I didn't want to do none of that waiting stuff, and thankfully it did help. So if you're pregnant, go ahead and go buy yourself a yoga ball and just do yoga workouts. So as we're getting closer to our due date, I'm thinking she's gonna come before my due date because I just felt like she was ready to come out. And unfortunately, it wasn't like that. I ended up giving birth almost 2 weeks after my due date. I almost got to 42 weeks, but I didn't. I don't know why she took so long to come out. I guess she just wasn't ready to. Now we're just gonna move on to my labor and her delivery because I think that's just it. I'm at my 40-week appointment and they're checking me and I'm not like any centimeters open. So she sends me back home and she's like, okay, we're just, you can have it 42 weeks to give birth. Like it's normal, like it's fine. Go back home at 40 weeks and I'm just still waiting. I'm still walking. I'm still bouncing in my little ball and she's still not here. So I go to my 41-week appointment and she checks me and I'm 1 centimeter open. She's like, we're going to give you 1 more week. If you're not like in the hospital by then, we're going to have to induce you. She said that and then I was like, okay. I just remember her telling me she was going to induce me if I didn't go into labor. And I was trying to avoid getting induced just because I didn't know what that was either because I had not gone through that. That Sunday we go for like a little hike and we go for a walk. And we literally walked for like maybe an hour and I was just pushing Jay with his little push cart. I'm drinking some forgot what it's called, but it's some tea. I'm eating hot Cheetos. I'm eating spicy food. I'm walking on stop. I'm bouncing on that damn yoga ball and this child is not coming out. I'm just like, why is she not out yet? Like I thought she's gonna be here before her due date and we're already a week in after her due date and she's still not here. And that was on Sunday, on Easter Sunday, and that night at 2 a.m. I start getting contractions and I start getting pain and I was like, this pain is familiar. Like I know what labor is like. So I'm like, okay. Like I wake up Junior and I tell him like I'm having contractions. I think she's getting ready to come out. And James is in bed with me and I hug him and I kiss him and I tell him this is the last night that we're gonna spend together, just me and you and your dad. Like we're gonna welcome sister pretty soon. And he was really excited. Like he knew who sister was. He had gotten really attached to my belly. Like he would just hug it and kiss it and put his belly against mine. So there's a bond between them beforehand. So that morning, Junior's like, do you want me to stay or do you want me to go to work? And I'm just like, you know what, just go to work. If anything, I'll call you. And if anything, my mom is here. Like she'll take me to the hospital. You can meet us at the hospital. Yeah, like the whole day, it was just me at home. I didn't tell my mom. I didn't tell nobody. Like I was just me and Junior. With James, everybody knew and it was like really hectic and it was like a little bit overwhelming. I just wanted to keep this between me and Junior as long as possible. I'm gonna do my cut crease and then we'll get into the fun part. So now that I'm almost done with my eyes, I'll keep going.
Hey guys, we're going channel. Do you see?
Yes, I see. Okay. Here comes the other one.
Mom?
Yes. Okay, so it is Monday and that whole Monday, like I'm just in labor. I'm bouncing in my little ball and I'm just spending the day with James. Night comes, Junior gets home, I'm still bouncing in my ball. We have dinner. I'm still in labor. I'm still having contractions. They're not too crazy. I can handle them. Like again, I'm just waiting for last second to get to the hospital so I can just go give birth. So it's around 10 o'clock now. My contractions are getting stronger and they're getting closer and closer. I go take a shower and I shower James and I put him to bed and I give him a kiss because I know I wasn't going to be able to make it another night. Couldn't just really lay like in one spot and just waited until James went to sleep. Junior had to be the one to put him in bed. My sister was gonna stay with him. So as I'm waiting for Junior to come back outside so we can leave to the hospital, I come to the door to see if James is asleep and Junior is asleep with him. Like all I hear is snoring and I'm like, are you asleep? Like I'm in labor, like I'm ready to go have this child. Can you wake up? Can we leave already? Okay, I'm all done. Let me just tell you guys the ending of this and we're gonna wrap this video. So we leave to the hospital, I want to say like around 11:30, 11:40. We get to the hospital and the hospital's parking lot is under construction. So we have to literally park like a block away. And I'm like contemplating if I should be left in the front of the hospital or just walk the whole thing. My contractions are more and more intense and more consistent and we drive around and then as I'm getting off the car, I'm like, no, I don't think I'm gonna make it. I don't think I'm gonna be able to walk all the way down to the emergency entrance so they could like put me inside the hospital. So I was like, you know what, just leave me in front of the hospital and I'll just wait for you there. Junior goes parks the car and I feel like it takes forever for him to get back to the entrance and finally gets there and they put me in the chair. They need me to fill out some paperwork And after that, they put me in one of the rooms to put the things they put around your belly and just monitor the baby. I'm not like ready to push. I don't feel like I'm ready to push, but I'm in pain. The midwife comes in and she checks me, see how many centimeters I'm open, and I am 6 centimeters open, and I'm happy. I am happy. I'm like, yes, 6 centimeters. Let's go. Hopefully labor and delivery is faster. I may be in the bed for like 20 minutes and they come check on me again. One of the nurses come and she's like, do you want to push? And I say yes for some reason. I don't know why. Like, I honestly don't know why. And I say yes. I don't remember feeling like I had to push, but my response was yes. The midwife comes again and she checks me again, and I am 9 centimeters open. And they rushed me. They rushed me to the delivery room. I don't quite remember the process, but they did move me to another room. It's like dark, and this part is like blurry to me because it happened so quick. This was maybe like around 1 o'clock. The only thing I remember is just laying in the bed with my legs open. I don't remember how I got to that position, or like if they had to move me or anything like that, but I just remember being there with my legs open on the little stand things. Junior's to my left, I have a nurse to my right, and I have 2 midwives in front of me. So I'm just laying there like slanted kind of, and we're waiting for my water bag to break because it's still not broken. So once the water bag breaks, it's go time. That's when we start pushing. And I remember they put the oxygen thing in my face. I forgot to mention this, but when we were in the labor room, they asked me if I wanted the epidural. And I didn't know if I wanted it. I wanted to experience natural birth. But after James, I was so scared. I said, I don't know. They asked me if I wanted pain medicine. And I was like, yeah, like I'll take the pain medicine. But then that's when they came in and they asked me if I wanted to push. And I said yes. Back to where I was, where I'm laying there and I'm asking for pain medicine. I'm asking for the epidural because I'm in pain. I'm 10 centimeters open. Lily's ready to come out. We're just waiting for my water bag to break. And I'm asking for it, and they're like, it's too late. We cannot give it to you. They're like, if we give you the pain medicine, it's not going to do any effect till after you give birth. Like, you're really close to giving birth. I'm just there like, oh my God, yelling. I remember yelling, screaming, telling Junior it was his fault. I'm like, this is your fault. This is why I'm here. I'm going through this because of you. Like, I was everywhere. Like the amount of pain, like, it is crazy that our bodies could take that amount of pain. Like, and I remember just talking to her. We're like, come on, it's time to come out. Like, it's time to come out. I'm rubbing her, like, talking to her, like, come on, like, hurry up. Like, I want you here already. We're there, and boom, my water just break. I had not experienced that because with James, they had to break it, and I was under the epidural. So I didn't know what water break was either. So I experienced that as well. It's a weird experience, but a beautiful experience. After her water bag broke, she was here really fast. It didn't take that long. 3 pushes and she was out, and I had her with me. And I had 2 midwives. I think they were midwives. I'm not quite sure. I'm pretty sure they were, because they were so helpful. They would tell me how to breathe, what to do, like, and they were so nice to me. Like, I am so appreciative of them. They were amazing. I'm so glad that they were there. Like, it was nuts, but she was here healthy. She was a big girl. She was 20 inches and 8 pounds. She weighed a whole pound more than James. And she was also born on a Tuesday at 2 o'clock, April 23rd. So 23rd is our favorite number. And Junior had said since the beginning that she was going to be born on the 23rd. And she really waited to the 23rd to be born. That is my birth story. I will put some pictures up of her so you guys could see her. It was such a crazy but an amazing experience to give a natural birth. Like, I could say, like, I experienced natural birth. I won't be doing it again. I don't want to do it again. Now I could say I experienced both kind of deliveries. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel, as it does really help a lot and I really do appreciate it. Go wish Lily a big happy birthday in the comment section below. Don't forget to follow me on all my social medias. I will be linking them in the description box below. And with that, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys. You're here.
She's so purple. Taking her sweet time. There you go. Hi. Give me a little more there. 1 minute.